What we put inside ourselves determines how we love, how we feel, how we are. It's called true love comes with the first bite.
At the age of 45 years old, I had a junk food business. I had a mortgage, I had a house, I had 4 kids, and a dog.
True love comes with the first bite. I eat my strawberries. I eat my melons.
I began having chest pain. I was driving my daughter to school, and I said to my daughter, I can't take you to school today. I'm having a heart attack. I can't take you to school because I'm dying. Do you mind if I go to the hospital first? While in the hospital, I said to my wife, I was in the gown already, I said, get me out of here. If I'm going to die, I'm going to die on my own terms. And at that point in my life, I began taking charge. So what I began doing is I began reading books. I learned about shiatsu, acupuncture, herbology, homeopathy, Reiki. I learned everything for 6 years. Finally, at the age of 51, I took a course by T.C. Fry called Natural Hygiene. At that point, I felt like almost like an obligation on my part to spread the word of raw food. Reading the first book or so made such an impact on me that I shared it. Now I'm almost possessed by it. We're here at Arnold's Way, and we're going to show you how to make a green smoothie. I use bananas, apple, pear, and dates. I'm basically fruitarian. Most of my diet is fruit. The reason why I like green smoothies is because it takes very little time to digest. The less energy you spend on digestion, the more energy your body has. By drinking green smoothies, you're getting nutrient-rich food that takes very little time to digest. When that happens, there's a transformation of the brain that occurs saying to you to continue on this path.
I was very ill. I had bursitis in both hips. I couldn't walk. My family, my doctor kept telling me, just get a cortisone shot and you'll feel better. And I said, well, I don't want to feel better. I don't want to mask the symptoms. I want to heal myself. This one book I came across suggested the raw food lifestyle. So I just went online and I bought my Champion juicer. I bought a spiralizer. I didn't even knock meat or anything else out of my diet. I did 2 meals raw, and within 3 months, my bursitis completely was healed.
Say, for example, you're doing this, and you say, for example, you're still eating your cooked food, you're still eating your cereal, your eggs, your hamburgers, whatever you're eating, and you continue to drink green smoothies, you'll have epiphanies. You mean your mind will say, listen, Doug, or Mary, or Jane, whatever it is, listen, I know you're eating hamburgers, I know you really like it, but you're not doing me any good.
We are on the raw food diet. My son and I get along really good, and we don't fight as much, and I don't really know why that is, but I feel happier. So when I'm happy, I tend to argue less.
So much bread coming in your system, so much donuts, so much food that the body does not want, like anything, maybe pastry. The liver has to break it down. If the liver cannot break it down because there's so much waste, the liver has a symbiotic relationship with the cells, the listing cells. There's so much acid food coming in our system, we need to break it down fast, and I can no longer do my job. The cell says, listen, I will break it down for you. And this happens in seconds, in seconds, in seconds, in seconds, in seconds. The cell says, listen, I'll do it. But the cells all of a sudden realize that maybe the little kid is eating all day long, he's eating junk food, he's eating cereal, the body doesn't know what to do with. So the cell says, listen, I will hold it for you. You know what that's called, holding? Fat. Because there's so much waste material that the body cannot use, the body has to hold it until it can break it down. I eat maybe 10 bananas whole, and maybe put 5 bananas in here. Which means the way I look at food is not meant to entertain me, it's meant to fuel me. I want to be a lean, mean fight machine with as much energy I can goes to me, not towards breaking it down. Is we're going to make spaghetti. Like I give food prep classes, I save 5 minutes to the very
In the beginning, I was eating like a little bit of raw food and thought that just a couple pieces of fruit was good. But I learned that you need to eat enough calories. You need to eat enough of this raw food because it's different than cooked food. You have to relearn how to eat.
Prior to raw food, I had a cake business. I made cupcakes and 3-dimensional sculpted cakes, wedding cakes, so my kitchen was filled with butter and eggs and flour. So it's a little bit ironic that I went from that to raw food overnight. Raw food really came to us about 2.5 years ago. At the time, Dustin was 110 pounds heavier than he is right now.
The first 2 weeks, it was hell. But after that 2 weeks, something had like cracked open, and I felt this new energy that I've never felt in my life. And I knew that I was going to lose weight. I knew that I was going to get healthy, and I knew that this was going to take me as far as I wanted to go in my life.
All the favorite foods that we grew up loving, we still get to eat. They're just different, and they make you feel great rather than sluggish.
We're going to start with creamy carrot ginger soup. First thing, the ingredients is 3 cups of carrot juice.
A lot of the recipes out there, the books, there are some good ones, but most of them, the ingredients and the machines that you need, it's just too overwhelming at first. Like, how do you do this? I would watch Arnold give classes every Saturday morning in the cafe, and I thought, you know what, I know how I felt when I first started doing this, how I really wanted to do it, but I was at a loss. And I thought maybe I could teach classes and show people a variety of recipes, and there's many. At dinner time, I just don't want a banana for dinner, or I just don't want celery with dates for dinner. I want something more. We'll do pad thai raw, we'll do a ginger carrot soup, or we'll do Mexican and do a gazpacho with a burrito. American with raw macaroni and cheese. It doesn't taste exactly like the original, but it's still a variety. It's still something you can go home and make and stay raw.
You're taking someone who's eating the average diet and expect them to live on salads, that's never going to stick ever. Yeah. But if you show them a piece of pie and tell them that it's healthy and can actually help nourish them and heal their body, now you've got a chance.
The body's always seeking perfection, always seeking excellence. The less energy you spend on digestion, more time the body has to rejuvenate itself.